St. Eustatius, no more quarantine for vaccinated Statians. St. Eustatius will ease the quarantine measures as of April 11, 2021. Statia residents returning from abroad still need to have a negative PCR test at hand. The easing measures are not applicable for tourists, even if they are vaccinated. The public entity St. Eustatius will ease the measures as of April 11, 2021. Statia residents that are fully vaccinated do not need to go into quarantine when entering Statia after traveling abroad. This easing measure is not applicable for tourists. The decision to ease the measures was taken after careful deliberation and after extensively consulting with the Ministry of Health, Welfare and Sports in the Netherlands VWS, the National Institute for Health and Environment RIV, the epidemiologist in Saba, Mr. Kuhn, the Public Health Department and the Crisis Management Team in Statia. PRC test required. Statia residents returning from abroad still need to have a negative PCR test at hand, but this only applies if a high-risk country was visited. A quick test antigen is also required 5 days after returning to Statia. In addition, social distancing and wearing a face mask are mandatory for the first 5 days after entry. Also, it is not allowed to attend events with more than 25 persons present during the first 5 days, and the returning Statians must adhere to hygiene rules during these days, such as washing hands regularly. The easing measures are not applicable for tourists, even if they are vaccinated. Children that were abroad and returned from high-risk countries are not allowed to go to school or childcare for 5 days. Children in the age group of 4 years and older will be tested after 5 days. However, for children of 12 years and older, different measures apply. They need to go into quarantine upon arrival for 10 days. This can be done in the same house as their parents, but in a separate room. The distinction between these age groups is made due to the fact that children above 12 years are more often spreading the COVID-19 virus than children between 4 and 12 years. Day visits to St. Martin. Persons that are fully vaccinated with the 2 doses of the Moderna vaccine can visit St. Martin for 1 day, without testing, and without the need to go into quarantine upon return to Statia. This easing measure is only applicable when the number of active COVID-19 cases in St. Martin is below the 100 per week. Incoming workers. Incoming workers that are vaccinated will be evaluated on a case-by-case basis. However, quarantine is required unless the type of work allows an easier regime. Next steps. At this moment, the public entity St. Eustatius is working on a roadmap which will include specific steps to further open Statia. This roadmap will first be discussed with the Central Committee next week. The Public Health Department will begin administering the second dose of the vaccine on February 22, 2021. Up till now, 765 persons were vaccinated with the first doses of the Moderna vaccine, which is a bit more than 30% of the adult population. The Public Health Department will begin administering the second dose of the vaccine on Monday, March 22, 2021. Up to 765 persons have received the first dose, a bit more than 30% of the adult population.